God? Have you seen a person that is narcissistic, obsessed with themselves? The most important goal before them is their own pleasure, their own greed, their own money, their own looks. Me, 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 me. Have you seen a person like that? Allah asked the Prophet ﷺ. وَأَضَلَّهُ اللَّهُ, and Allah misguides a person like that, عَلَىٰ عِلْمٍ, despite being knowledgeable. So you could have religious knowledge and still be obsessed with yourself and worship only yourself. You see, we already read 2 surahs ago, أَلَيْسَ لِي مُلْكُ مِصْرَ, don't I own the sovereignty of Egypt? The Pharaoh was being described as claiming godhood for himself in the political sense. I get to decide what is right and what is wrong. That is his claim to godhood. But there's also a personal level of shirk fil ita'a. That's what's being described here. That was shirk fil hakimiyya. This is shirk fil ita'a. I have an urge. I want to look at something on my computer. I'm just going to look. I'm in charge. I can do whatever I want. I pay for my internet connection. I paid for my iPad. I paid for my laptop. I can watch whatever I want. It's a free country. Then your ilah, your God, the one you obey, is your own whim. You're worshipping yourself. You don't even need an idol. The idol's sitting inside your heart. You're the idol worshipper of the worst kind. Because at least those idols you can break. Those idols you could tear apart. This idol is just deeply bedded. Not even heart surgery can get this one out. وَأَضَلَّهُ اللَّهُ عَلَىٰ عِلْمٍ. And this person, it's not a matter of this person not knowing. Allah is not talking about a person who doesn't know any better. They haven't studied their faith. They don't know about the Qur'an. They don't know about the Prophet. Allah is talking about a person who knows everything. عَلَىٰ عِلْمٍ. He's knowledgeable. But still, she knows. He knows. But still, that personal, that greedy self, that shuhha nafs, وَمَنْ يُوقَ شُحَّ نَفْسِهِ, it's just got a hold of them, it's invaded them, and they can't let it go. And so when it comes to picking between what Allah wants and what they want, they always win. So Allah says, fine, your knowledge will be of no good to you, no benefit to you. وَخَتَمَ عَلَى سَمْعِهِ, and He placed a seal on his hearing. So he hears the lectures, he goes to the conferences, but not unlike everybody else, he just says, I've heard that already. That's all he does. وَقَلْبِهِ, and his heart is never moved, his heart is sealed. وَجَعَلَ عَلَى بَصَرِهِ, and he placed a cover on his vision. فَمَنْ يَهْدِيهِ مِنْ بَعْدِ اللَّهِ, who's going to guide him after Allah is done with him like that? Once Allah has placed those locks on his ears and his heart, who's going to guide him? And notice here the hearing was mentioned first. There are several benefits of that. I want to mention two. Two benefits of hearing mentioned first. Hearing is sealed, then the heart is sealed. What's the way to the heart when it comes to good counsel? Hearing. You hear a message, it gets to your heart. When the hearing is blocked, how's your heart ever going to benefit? That's the wisdom. That's one wisdom of this. Shawa. And He places a seal on his eyes. فَمَنْ يَهْدِيهِ مِنْ بَعْدِ اللَّهِ, then who's going to guide him after Allah is done with him? أَفَلَا تَذَكَّرُونَ, why don't you make any effort to think, any effort to remember, any effort to... By the way, this ayah, if you want to put it in your notes, is the ayah of the Qur'an's commentary on materialism. The hardcore materialist. The materialist who denies there's anything known as the unseen world. There is no such thing as a soul. There's no such thing as angels. There's no heaven and hell. All we see is what we can see in atoms and cells, and this is all we're made up of. This is all there is to existence. This is the statement that Allah quotes of them and says, وَقَالُوا, and they said, مَا هِيَ إِلَّا حَيَاتُنَا الدُّنْيَا, there is nothing in existence except our worldly existence, our worldly life. نَمُوتُ وَنَحْيَا, we're going to die, we die and we live. نَمُوتُ, and he mentions namutu because he's depressed. Because the only thing looking ahead is what? We're going to die. Okay, yeah, we'll live a little bit, but yeah, we're eventually going to die. Might as well party it up while we're here. Might as well do whatever we can to please ourselves and to get as much of our whims fulfilled while we can. You only live once. You ever heard that phrase? That's the materialistic phrase. That's the classic materialist. And then he says, وَمَا يُهْلِكُنَا إِلَّا الدَّهْرِ, God doesn't kill me. Time does. It's the passage of time that kills me. وَمَا يُهْلِكُنَا إِلَّا الدَّهْرِ وَمَا لَهُمْ بِذَلِكَ مِنْ عِلْمٍ, and they have no knowledge of this whatsoever as they speak. They speak in such emphatic terms. Ma means they're refuting what the Muslims, no, you're wrong. You people have faith in God. You people are closed-minded. You guys don't understand. You need to you broaden your minds and think. وَمَا لَهُمْ بِذَلِكَ مِنْ عِلْمٍ, they have no knowledge of what they're talking about at all. إِنْهُمْ إِلَّا يَظُنُّونَ, they're doing nothing but making us